look at that. We are back. It's been a while, but we have some amazing news to bring to the channel. Exactly. Hytale is coming out. It has officially been announced here that Simon has repurchased the rights to the game, which is actually insane. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit here on our channel and how we're going to be uploading this game in the future. Now, for the ones that have been watching for the last almost 10 years, it's been 9 years on the channel. You guys know we've been grinding Skyblock for a long time, for the last 4 years. We skipped 2 here just now to take a break, but we are back because Hytale is coming out. Something we've been waiting for so long. But me and my brother here have been grinding Hypixel, and we are actually one of the first Iron Man players to do the Iron Man challenge here on Skyblock. You know, we've had a ton of experience playing here on Hypixel, and it looks like a lot of the things we've learned here may be in Hytale. So, of course, we're looking for people just like us who want to join the journey, learning a new game, and of course, grinding out a game that's almost, honestly, if you play the survival, again, there won't be survival right away in Hytale launches, but it's like Iron Man. You know, you gotta learn the game or piece by piece, and we're here, we're ready for it. So if you're ready for it, go ahead and subscribe, and let's hit that YouTube rank. A ton has actually dropped in the last few weeks here. I guess almost a week and a bit. It's only been like a week, but we got so much content, so much information about Hytale, what's been happening behind the scenes, and where it's going to be going. And I do have to say, guys, there is so much to cover. It's actually crazy. That is right. Now, there's a few tips that we can already talk about. There's going to be an early access date for Hytale, so it's going to be launching within the next few, I don't even know actually when it's going to be launching, but like the amount of stuff they're tweeting on the Twitter, it feels like it's going to be launching in like the next few weeks. That's how crazy it is. Again, they never said when the exact date is, but they keep us on our toes every second of the day because they keep releasing new footage, new gameplay, new like blog posts, all this stuff. And it just feels so ready, the game. They say it's not ready, but it looks so good. He did hint also that it's coming up before GTA 6, so that's a good sign. And of course, he was saying something about it coming out before 2027. So, you know, it could be within this new year transition into 2026 or even for the holiday break, because that'd be amazing. We're so pumped. We're so ready. So let's go over all these news points, all these clips, and everything we've kind of came across in the last week. Now, I just quickly want to skim over the first blog post, but the main thing I want to mention is that we have the main points here, which is early access date to be announced in the coming days, which is crazy. Platforms, we know it's going to be on Windows. They're still working on these versions such as Linux and Mac because it is a little bit tricky to get those down, but apparently Windows is working, which is great. Now, Hytale's already tweeted a few things of him playing the game in the mornings, even doing a LAN party with the staff, which is really cool. So it is multiplayer. That's one thing my brother and I are really kind of like looking towards, is because, again, we play this game together and we want to play together with friends, even you guys as fans and us together. So that's the main thing here, which is really cool. Also, early access state. So they mentioned, again, Simon was mentioning the state of the game is not perfect. So he's going to be launching the game to break the curse. So launch Hytale, get it out there, and he actually wants us, the community, to help form this game. It's our turn. It's the next stage of Hytale, which is going to be community driven. So testing, gameplay, guides. Even Simon mentioned in the Twitter that there's so many items he can't even keep track of what items to use when building. And he wants to actually narrow down some of the items in the game, which is actually crazy to think about. So there's tons of stuff here in the game, and honestly, I'm just ready to explore. That's right. Simon has stressed a lot here on his Twitter that this game is basically not finished at all, like my brother mentioned. And he kind of stressed also that it's up to kind of YouTubers and people that really believe in the vision of Hytale to make that clear, because, you know, we don't want to let people down when they do purchase this game. It is very, very, very early stages. And, you know, I find this actually very, very cool, really unique situation. You know, we get the community to actually build a game with the builders of Hytale. So like we get to put our input in, we get to tweak the game the way it's going to be kind of organically growing as we actually play the game. You know, it's all up to the community to make things, make guides, help people play, make content around it, get YouTubers to give guides, give like tutorials and things like that. So overall, this could be something very, very big for the community. You guys already know we'll be definitely playing this game and documenting our journey and showing you guys exactly what's all included, what's involved in crafting, in the new items, in the world discovery, everything all around it, including creative mode. So if you're interested in that when the game comes out, definitely subscribe. You know, we'll be here uploading and you guys can see exactly how to do things, what we'll be doing, and maybe even, you know, making things together with you guys. Now, with the repurchase of Hytale, you can see they've actually released a ton of content back onto the channel. And we actually got something really special the last 7 days ago, which was a full gameplay of Hytale, which was 16 minutes long. Now, in this gameplay right here, we got to see Simon, you know, explore the different biomes. We got to hear the sound effects. We got to see the effects, the emotions, the combat, the mobs, just all these things that we've been really questioning over the last 7 years. And we got to really see this come together and really got to see a very polished game, I'd have to say, compared to what I was expecting when Simon was saying the game wasn't finished. Like, this to me looks a lot better than what I was anticipating when he was, saying that the game wasn't ready, it was buggy and things like that. But after watching this gameplay, you can see that there's so much potential behind this game, and we can really see how there's things that were pulled in from other games, some inspiration, and of course some very unique new things that I'm very excited about. You're going to see some amazing things, even if it comes to the art side of it, the building side, the mythical, the atmosphere side of it. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing. If you listen carefully, you can hear some birds. Now, some of these birds are familiar because we're from Canada and there's some birds in there from Canada. For example, the chickadee, you'll hear the chickadee going off a few times, and just absolutely amazing. The whole thing is just really, really unique and just so exciting to watch. So now let's go ahead and just jump into our favorite things we've seen so far with all the leaks going on in the past week. It's just crazy how much has dropped. Like, honestly, it feels like a month of, actually, what am I saying? It feels like all of the years of content from Hytale dropped within like a week. Just so much, overwhelming. Even comments from Simon, which are adding more to our questions and just answers. Even like the block stack amounts. We're gonna get into all these things we found interesting on the videos, images. So let's go ahead and pick our favorite parts. Now, of course, my favorite part is when Simon walks into this mythic, mysterious, like very, very, very foggy environment, and the music changes and it gives this like very, mythical, darkish vibe, which is really, really cool. And I just feel like that whole transition, the lighting, the mood of that, which was just absolutely amazing to experience. And I feel like if we get to experience something like that while we actually adventure through the game, it's going to make it so exciting to see what's new. It's actually also so nice to see the mechanics of this game. They built their whole engine themselves. Like, they developed this engine like 10 years ago or 7 years ago, I think it was. And they're still using it to date because they went back to the old engine. They know it. It's very comfortable to the dev team. And look at the way you can move with the character. You can like climb over things, jump, roll out of a fall, all this stuff. You can dash. It's just insane. You can see that when Simon opens the map, there's so many different biomes to explore, and there's like, you can just tell the detail already from this map view that there's different blocks and things to shade things a certain way. And you know what I really wonder? I wonder what the height limit is of Hytale. You can see here, just with this snippet, there's gonna be glowing mushrooms. So I wonder how many plants in Hytale glow. I just love this atmosphere, this detail you can use to build your sort of dream world. Look at this. It's just glowing all over. It's so neat to see these like different biomes and things. There's a lot of things that are sort of interacting with the world, which is really neat to see. So you can see with the crossbow, the arrows actually stay stuck in objects. And you can even see that when you get into an item or into a area here, you can break things, and items may have items within items, which is really cool to see as well. The game has a lot of functionality where the player can either interact with items that are just standing around. And I've even seen things such as Hytale tweet a dinosaur, and people really wanted it so that you could ride the dinosaur, and they turned it into an item or like a mob that you could mount and you could ride around. And apparently it was really easy to do in just a few lines of code. So it looks like it's very customizable, the game. It's really a world you can interact with as a player, which is really neat to see. So just think about that, like the endless possibilities of that even being available in the game. You can just do so many things. Now, for many of you who've watched us play here on Hypixel Skyblock, there are a ton of items on the server that are just so unique and so special. And I believe after seeing all these leaks in the last few days that we'll be getting a bunch of these items on Hytale as well. You can see what my brother is referring to from this screenshot or video screenshot. You can see the blocks that are being used in the menu. As you can see, there's different colors. This looks just like Hypixel Skyblock. You got like emerald here. We got ruby, right? Amethyst. Like, there's so many different things here. Like, this could be referencing Hypixel Skyblock, which would be actually kind of cool because we kind of understand these gemstones. We're seeing even highlights around tools that are epic, all the legendary things, all those like special ranks that we see here in Hypixel. So I'm hoping that, after playing years of Iron Man, being one of the first Iron Man players here on the server, that we actually got all this knowledge base already, downloaded into our brains, that we can hopefully progress quicker in Hytale and understand the game. And I feel like that might be the case. They may be using Hypixel Skyblock as a great way to test features, to test products, or to test items and crafts that may have been introduced into Hytale. Now, another thing I want to bring up here is the fact that we could see Simon do some combat in these 60 minutes of gameplay. And I noticed in the bottom right corner, he had some keybinds and his ultimate or his ability under Q. And it looked like there's some special powers like a slam and even like a sword spin that was actually happening when he would push Q, and it would like load up and he can use it. Looks like it was actually inspired by a game called League of Legends. You guys of course know of it, and Dota. And there's these special abilities, these special powers you can actually lock to your keybinds like Q, W, E, and your ultimate on R. And I feel like this is something we'll be seeing in Hytale. And we did bring this up way back when we actually reviewed the gameplay. I think it was like 5 years ago on our channel. I'll put up the clip here, but we talked about this already a long time ago, and it looks like it is something that's happening or going to be in the game, which is super exciting. It just unlocks so much more stuff, maybe even magic, you know, maybe you can build like magic trees or build like different trees for different classes like tank, assassin, mage, and things like that. So that's exciting, and I cannot wait to see and explore that side of the game. You know, if you just look at the game Minecraft itself and how many people have created mods and just made the game what it is, this is something that's going to be happening to Hytale, and I'm just so here for it, so excited for it. You know, just think about all the Skyblock mods you're currently using, the texture packs, even like the shaders, like all this stuff was created by the people or by the community, and that's going to be something that's going to be added to Hytale. So that's just absolutely amazing. And again, let's go into the next topic, which is the big one that everyone is waiting for, and that is what was going to be the price of Hytale? How much will Hytale cost? And are there going to be separate packages? And that was actually all covered already this week by Simon. He launched the price, the pre-order price for this game. And believe it or not, I could not believe the price. It was so much cheaper than I thought. Initially, you know, we're paying for games out here that are like 69 US plus, or even more, like 120. And, you know, they're not even that special, some games. Some games are honestly even more expensive. And, you know, it's just really crazy to think that Hytale will only cost, are you ready? $19.99 US for the standard package, which I'm sure is just enough for anybody to play the game and learn it. And of course, it includes everything he mentioned. It actually includes all the things that every player will get. And he actually added 2 more packages, which is the supporter and the curse breaker, which you can purchase if you want to support the game. So he's saying that the curse breaker, I think it was, maybe even supporter will get like some capes and some cosmetics that later on even added. I'm not sure if we get them right away, but you can get some items that will kind of show that you supported the journey of Hytale, which is definitely unique and neat, but you do not need to buy it. It's not necessary to actually, let's say, pay to win, because he's not adding a pay to win feature to this game. So that's really cool that all you have to do is spend $19.99, which is, you know, let's be honest, as much as a meal these days, like a lunch or a dinner, which is crazy. And of course, the other packages like Cursebreaker, which is something that is absolutely amazing. You can support the server and get some cool cosmetics. So overall, really happy with the price. And of course, it will cost money. You know, there's so much time, so much energy, and so much money that went to this game. You know, even purchasing it back costs a ton of money for Simon. So it's only fair to charge, you know, a little bit for something that actually costs time and energy to make. So that's totally fair in my eyes, and something that I guess is a little bit necessary, even for the player to, you know, be committed to a game that's coming out. He's not only dropping the game during the launch date, he's also dropping the full-on files of the game if you want to go ahead and mod it yourself. So again, full-on modding capabilities with Hytale. You can run your own server, add your own items, make your own multiplayer worlds, maps, all that stuff. And he has already stated a few times in a few podcasts that apparently you're not going to be strictly stuck in Hytale's environment. So I know that with Roblox, you have to do all the maps through their platform. Apparently you can host your own on your own server with your own, I guess, friends that you want to invite to your world, which is absolutely cool. We actually started this thing way back, and to actually grow an audience on Hypixel for the transition into Hytale, because we knew that the diehard Hypixel fans will be the ones playing Hytale, and that's the game we wanted to play. And so we've been working really hard to build a community that is also like-minded and interested in the things we are. And I'm glad to say we've already got such an amazing community already here, even in the Discord, and just even on this channel for the last like few years. I guess it was been like 4 years now on Skyblock, I think it was 4 or 3 years fully grinding Iron Man. And I do have to say it's been amazing, and I'm so glad we have you guys here and ready for the next journey of this channel. Okay, and that being said, we were trying to reach YouTube rank here on Hypixel Skyblock as Iron Man players. We're actually so close. We only need a little bit over 10,000 subscribers. It'd be absolutely amazing if we could be even a YouTuber for Hytale. I know they're releasing some creator codes, so it'd be great to maybe get there for Hytale. I don't know when Hytale's going to launch, but even just while the game's out, maybe we could reach YouTube rank on Hytale. So definitely go ahead, join the journey down below, and subscribe. Now, this was just a quick summary of the things that just happened in the last 8 days here with Simon on Twitter and Hytale itself. And I do have to say, it's just been so much. So this is a brief cover of everything. Again, we cover way more. We could go way more in depth and make a long video. But you know, we want to break the curse of uploading. And of course, let's break the curse of getting this game live.